So I think we're all set up in here. We've got the toys for the toddlers that are able to get around. I've got a circuit set up in here in case it rains. We always like to have an exercise circuit. We've got some mats over there that we'll use for sort of doing abdominal exercises later on, very important for postnatal.
When I left my country, Rwanda, and I came here to the UK, I found different things which I haven't seen in my own country. For example, I found what they call here fit mums, and I wanted to find out what they do.
I started doing the Fit Mums exercise class after my eldest son, Freddie, was born. He's 3 now, and I just didn't really know that many other young mums. All my school friends and uni friends hadn't had children yet, so I just wanted to get out there and meet other new mums and let my babies socialise with other young babies as well.
So physically, exercise after birth helps obviously get the body back into shape, and especially for later life that's important for the bladder, for the kind of waterworks system of the lady, and also later on in life preventing things like kind of cardiovascular disease, so heart disease, strokes. We know that it's good for preventing osteoporosis, doing good weight bearing exercise regularly each week. So there's lots of long-term benefits as well as the short-term ones. You know, within the first 5 years, there's lots more long-term that can be that are good for a lady.
After giving birth, I didn't recover very quickly. I spent the first 6 weeks of my daughter's life in bed because my body needed to heal and needed that time to heal. Yeah, it was quite long recovery.
When I qualified as a fitness instructor, it became obvious that there was a great need for people who just had children to meet one another.
Some of the challenges and consequences due to the fact that I didn't do exercise and I wasn't active at all after giving birth, I think, well, my body in consequence didn't recover as quickly as it could have.
Running around with looking after children. So sometimes you have to just stop and get the food for the babies.
The challenge is the children growing up. Sometimes one cries and they all start to cry. Sometimes the children are 1, 1.5, 2 years old and they're starting to crawl and walk, and you know, and so we just have to be aware that with skipping ropes going and medicine balls and so on bouncing, that we don't create any issues for them.
When a mum should start exercising after giving birth, it's recommended from about 6 weeks. You have a 6-week postnatal check. And you know, if your doctor gives the okay and all you're feeling well, then that's the point that's quite safe really to exercise. Obviously it depends if you've had a very difficult birth or if you've had a cesarean section, that can change things and you then need to maybe wait a little bit longer, but again you can be guided by your doctor, your GP.
The specific exercises that are needed after giving birth are obviously to bring back tone to this area of the body. And the muscles, in fact, here separate during pregnancy. And so it's important to give the opportunity for those muscles to come back into place. So we need to avoid hardcore sort of crunch exercises and give them a lot of pulling in exercises, for example, because it's these muscles that control the midsection.
Well, David does one exercise where if you're angry you can throw the ball really hard at the ground to get rid of your stress, so that's probably benefited my husband. But yeah, just having something to get out of the house for, to get dressed and get the children dressed and to go to is really positive, especially in the early days of having a newborn.
Yes, definitely after we have our next baby, I'm going to be doing exercise.
It's a really good chance to catch up get to know other mums actually, and again, it's just that that friendship that builds up with other mums after you've had a baby is really important. So I think that's probably just as important as the exercise.
I have understood that it's a very important thing, which I think it needs to be taken to all over the world, not only to some countries, because it helps all the moms to recover very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.